Vitamin C is one of the best age-defying skincare ingredients that you can have in your regimen, but it is also one of the most difficult to shop for. That's because it is famously unstable. This makes it very easy for you to waste your money when buying a vitamin C product. But let's not let that happen to you. When it comes to vitamin C, here's how you can get the juice that's worth the squeeze. If you're new here, hi, Adam Hurly, longtime men's grooming journalist, mostly for GQ. I put all my expertise and experience into one place for you. It's Blueprint by Adam Hurly. You can subscribe to our channel, like this video, follow us on social, get our free newsletter, and read all of our articles, including the one about vitamin C that we have up on our site. And on that topic, let's get back into vitamin C, starting with the benefits. Again, the hype is real on this antioxidant-rich ingredient because when applied topically, it not only neutralizes the toxins and pollutants that are in the air, the free radicals, it can also improve your collagen production and reduce or prevent discoloration, hyperpigmentation in your skin. This is why we call vitamin C a skin brightener, something that makes your skin more radiant, gives it that glowing from within kind of effect. This is one of those ingredients that you can use synergistically with SPF every morning to make sure that at your next high school reunion you look 10 or 20 years younger than all of your classmates. A little retinol used at night is also going to help with that, by the way. And many of those benefits are same day. It is a really important daily use product. Again, in the morning, you want to pair this with your SPF, use them synergistically to prevent the damage from the sun, from free radicals in the air, those daily pollutants and aggressors that can break down your collagen, that can make your skin less resilient. You can't get these benefits from drinking orange juice or taking vitamin C supplements. You need to apply these topically. But not all vitamin C serums are made one and the same. In fact, this is where it gets kind of confusing because you need to understand the different types of vitamin C ingredients and what makes some more stable than others, what you have to look for in those formulas to understand the stability, including the packaging sometimes. It gets really, really complicated fast. That's why in this next section of the video, we're going to go over the types of vitamin C ingredients that exist, namely the one hero ingredient that is vitamin C as we know it, along with all the derivatives that exist as alternatives. I'm going to make a few product recommendations that fit each script, and then at the end of the video, I will spotlight my absolute favorite from that list that match potency, sensitivity, budget, just to make sure that you can find something that fits your specific needs. And on that topic, please feel free to comment if you have a vitamin C serum that you love, even if you have one that you hate. I typically don't welcome that kind of stuff on this channel, but I really do want to know what has worked for you, what hasn't. So let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this video. And with that, a special thank you to cosmetic chemist Kelly Dobos, who helped me on an article for Blueprint regarding vitamin C. This video is basically born of that article. You can find a link to that article down below. Let's talk the two different camps of vitamin C. First and foremost, you need to know about L-Ascorbic acid. This is the hero ingredient vitamin C as we know it. Understanding L-ascorbic acid will help you understand all of the derivatives, all of the stability issues that come with this category. So when we're talking vitamin C, we're ultimately talking about L-ascorbic acid. And it is famously unstable. It is famously really sensitive on the skin. It is best at a low pH level, which means it can really irritate your skin. It's a very potent ingredient. It breaks down in oxygen. It breaks down in light, in heat. Water-based formulas really break it down. It's so difficult to stabilize, which makes it difficult to shop for. But this is that ingredient that is great at collagen synthesis, wound healing, skin brightening. All those benefits we talked about up front are all from L-ascorbic acid. And then there's a category of derivatives. There's a lot of different derivatives. I'll just quickly go through them later in the video. I'm not going to get you too stuck in the weeds on those. However, just know that the derivatives basically become L-ascorbic acid once they're on your skin. So they're a little less efficient, but they're thus more easy to stabilize. They're often more gentle on skin. And so the brilliant chemists and scientists have learned how to create products that can give you the same vitamin C benefits by just adding that step of conversion. I just like to think of derivatives as a time release version of L-ascorbic acid, because ultimately they become L-ascorbic acid in your skin. You're just not going to see them listed as that on the ingredients list. There's also been a lot of advancements in stability and types of products, and we'll talk about a few of those too. Let's first talk about L-ascorbic acid in the big picture. We already talked about all of its benefits, about how it's difficult to stabilize, all that. But think of it as the gold standard ingredient. Serums that are water-based are almost always optimal. Especially for guys, I find that's the case. We tend to think that oily or silicone things are a little bit heavier. We tend to have oily skin. I get it. However, remember what I said about water-based formulas, about needing an opaque vessel, you not need a lot of light or oxygen or heat in there. You've got to be so careful. Now, there is a brand that mastered a formula that really stabilizes L-ascorbic acid. This is deemed the gold standard. It is very expensive. It is SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic. They had a patent on this formula for a really, really long time. Basically, they found a way to stabilize vitamin C for longer in a water-based serum. They did that using ferulic acid and vitamin E. In doing so, they were able to give you a really high potent product that was shelf stable for much longer than other options. Again, their patent just expired, so I think and hope we're about to see lots of dupes, a lot of people copying the formula, giving us really effective products for less money. This one right now is nearly $200. But that said, because they've been on patent for so long, we've had lots of time to find innovation in the space. So while I have used that serum before, can confirm it is fantastic, I just have a hard time endorsing something that's $200 when there's plenty of options for $100, for $50, for even $20 out there. So let's talk about some of the alternatives in this space. First, there are powder formulas. This is a really fantastic innovation. Basically, you take the L-ascorbic acid in powder form. It stays much more stable for much longer because it's not in the water. Then the consumer activates it at home. There are two really fantastic versions of this product that I love the most. My absolute favorite, I have it right here, is from Professor Dr. Steinkraus. These are little vitamin C puffs, and then you have the activator serum, and then you activate it then and there and put it on your skin. Those puffs are 78% L-ascorbic acid, and then when you apply the serum, you get that perfect 15%. They're shelf stable for a long time. You get 4 weeks worth, 28 puffs in one purchase. You can buy the refill packs too. It's fantastic. Full disclosure, we have done a video about that whole brand before in partnership with them, but that was born of my love for this product and many of their other products. The other version of the self-activated powder that I love is from Drunk Elephant. This is one that you just mix on the spot at home. You mix the entire formula. You get the powder separate from the activation serum, and then you put them together, shake them up really quickly, and then you have the serum full in its tube on the spot at home. The other innovation in this space, much more obvious, is to have a waterless version that you can pump out. The word here is anhydrous, without water, and you will often have an oil or silicone-based product that has the L-ascorbic acid in it. So again, you might get a bit of a heavier wear. It might be slightly less optimal for some people, but there are some really fantastic products in this space. The one that always comes to mind first and foremost for me is from BeautyStat. All of my beauty editor peers, this is like their number one go-to vitamin C. The guy behind this, Ron Robinson, the founder of BeautyStat, he's the guy that Hailey Bieber hired for a lot of her formulas at Rhode Beauty, which is now a $1 billion valued brand. So yeah, this guy's legit, and this vitamin C is basically his number one calling card. It has a little bit more heft than a water-based product. If that doesn't bother you, consider it. And on the budget side, this is one of the products that Kelly Dobos, our cosmetic chemist consultant on this, she recommended. It is from The Ordinary. These hyaluronic acid beads, they help encapsulate the vitamin C, keep it a little fresher for longer. We'll talk about encapsulation a little bit later in this video. 2, it's not the best user experience, this product. It is extremely affordable, and that's probably why the user experience isn't the most optimal. But if you want a really good entry point into vitamin C and you don't want to spend a lot of money, then maybe consider this product from The Ordinary. All right, so derivatives. I already mentioned up top that basically these derivative ingredients are going to convert into L-ascorbic acid once they get on your skin. They're easier to stabilize, they're often gentler on skin, but that said, you can scale their potency up and down. There's so many technologies that exist in this space. I'm going to flash the 4 most common ones that we see right now on the screen here. Don't get lost in the weeds here, even though shorthand names are difficult to remember. Just know that if it's a derivative, it becomes L-ascorbic acid. It almost doesn't matter what type of derivative you're using. Many of my favorite vitamin C serums use some kind of derivative, but there's one brand in particular that I really want to shout out in this section, and that is Medicate. First of all, their C Tetra line. They have 3 different options in this line. I have them all here. Yeah, I called them in from the brand, and my friends are probably going to benefit from this because I can't possibly use all of these in the next couple months. But these are the C Tetra products from Medicate. They all use ATIP. I like to just call it Tetra because of Medicate, but they have a 7% entry-level C Tetra. This is the one that my partner likes to use. He's much more sensitive skinned than I am. They have C Tetra Luxe. That steps up the concentration from 7% up to 14%, and it adds a few other ingredients like vitamin F, some squalane, ginseng for firming, hydrating, barrier boosting benefits. It's all in the name. It's a little more luxe wearing on your skin. And then there's this airless pump. It's the C Tetra Advanced Gel. This is a 20% formula, and it also has plant exosomes, got some barrier boosting benefits, a little more potent than the other 2. But my favorite product from Medicate, and possibly my favorite vitamin C product, is this one, the Super C Ferulic. This is a 30% of 3-EAA. I don't know if you can see, it's the one I'm using right now. It is potent. It is not for beginners. It has a lot of the same indicators as the SkinCeuticals Gold Standard water-based formula. It's got ferulic acid. It's got some vitamin E in there to stabilize it. Its base is a solvent. I'm going to try to pronounce this word on camera, but the shorthand for it is MMB. It's almost oily, it's a little silicone-y, but it's neither of those things technically. So it does have some weight to it. I was comparing notes with a friend recently on our favorite vitamin C. I said this was one of mine. She mentioned that it felt a little too heavy for her, but at the same time, she acknowledged the incredible benefits that it gave her. So I still go on record as saying it's one of my favorites. But again, not for beginners. I would consider some of the other products from Medicate or some of the other derivatives that I'm about to talk about. There are a few other derivatives that are more common, let's say, in K-beauty products. Korea is so far ahead of the rest of us in innovations in this category, in skincare in general. Again, you don't have to memorize these derivatives here, but a lot of them are helping to make products more stable in cream formulas. In particular, there is a Medicube cream encapsulation product that I really absolutely love that uses these and a few other derivatives. It's the Deep Vita C capsule cream. More importantly, you need to see what it looks like from the top down. You have a little scooper. You'll understand why in a second. Looks like this on the inside. And you scoop out each one of those capsules every day. They're suspended in gel. And those derivatives that I just flashed on screen are helping to preserve the vitamin C micro capsules inside each of those little daily cream capsules. And so in applying it, you're getting the vitamin C benefits in what feels more like a cream application, but you should really consider it like a serum for the sake of your morning application. It is hydrating, but I don't really consider it as my moisturizer. It also has niacinamide in it, so great for your barrier support. But that encapsulation is one of the other really great advancements we've made in vitamin C, because you can basically take an ingredient, put it inside a little capsule and protect it from light, from oxygen, from heat, from water, basically prevent it from breaking down for much longer. And these K-beauty products are far less expensive than their competition, but are beloved. There are millions and millions and millions of people who swear by these products and these brands. The other one I want to shout out is from Skin 1004. You can see all those capsules in there. This is a water-based formula. However, it is basically protecting the vitamin C inside each of those little capsules so they can show off that they have a giant see-through vessel. They aren't scared of this thing breaking down in the water. Basically, that vitamin C is protected. Those capsules aren't hard or anything. When you apply them, they dissolve and you get that ingredient fresh on your skin. So hopefully that helps you understand the different types of vitamin C, maybe just makes you more of an informed shopper, consumer when you're looking at ingredients lists and understanding L-ascorbic acid versus the derivatives, water formulas versus anhydrous formulas, the powder, the encapsulation, all those sorts of things. So let's go over a few buying tips before I get into my absolute favorite vitamin C products. If it isn't already obvious, you gotta buy fresh. I know it's crazy that I have all this vitamin C right here, right now, but the unfortunate thing about that is I can't stock it up. I'm gonna have to share that with my friends because I don't trust that a lot of this is gonna be good in 6 months or 9 months. Even if I trust those brands, it is just something that I want fresh. So check the color. Has it turned brown? Has it oxidized? Is the product you're buying stored properly? Is it from a reputable vendor? Are you able to check the freshness date? You need to make sure that you are buying from reputable people, from the brand directly, in person if you can. Just make sure that you aren't wasting your money or gambling on a discount sale. You should never be buying vitamin C on discount for that matter. Again, opaque bottles are best, but if they're using something like encapsulation, then it might not matter. Also, stick with serums and encapsulated creams when it comes to vitamin C. Don't look for them in a cleanser. Don't look for them in a moisturizer. We might have technology later that makes vitamin C moisturizers more of a thing, but I just say look for vitamin C specific products, dedicated products that are using formulas that we've discussed in this video. Don't apply it with other really aggressive ingredients. Maybe pair it with a nice hydrating serum, something like that. So here are my product recommendations for vitamin C. I want to break these into 3 categories. There's potency, sensitive skin, and budget buys. For the sake of time, I'm going to just list these on the screen. We've already discussed them in this video. You know how to pause, you know how to take a photo, take a screenshot. Here are the ones that I recommend the most for maximum potency, using L-Ascorbic acid or even using some derivatives. If I picked an absolute favorite, it'd be the Medicaid. But again, it's very potent. Which takes us to the next category for sensitive or reactive skin. In this case, I'm putting both Medicaid products here too. I'm not in bed with the brand, I promise you, but I feel these are really great, effective, high performance options that are going to be a lot more gentle on your skin. Now that said, these 2 best budget options, both from Korea, are also really good for sensitive skin and for sensitive budgets, for people who don't want to splurge on this category, who don't feel like rationalizing that they should be spending hundreds of dollars a month on their skincare. Look to Korea for the solution. These are 2 encapsulated options. They're low cost. I hope this video was helpful just in understanding vitamin C as a category. It's confusing for me as a journalist, and I've been doing this for almost 14 years, so I can only imagine how it might be for someone who's new to the category or who just can't straighten out all the different ingredients we ever talk about and figure out where it fits into a regimen. But I mean it when I say it. Vitamin C is one of the absolute best ingredients you can get in a skincare regimen for those same day, everyday antioxidant benefits, the collagen boosting benefits. This is an ingredient that is so worth adding to your regimen, but I want you to get something that you're going to use. I don't want you to waste your money. I want to make it worth your time and your money. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, thank you to cosmetic chemist Kelly Dobos who informed the article that I built this video around. You can read that and all of our articles at grooming.tips. I'll drop the link below. You can subscribe to our free men's grooming newsletter, like this video, subscribe to our channel, leave a comment below. What's your favorite vitamin C product? What's your least favorite? Take care, everybody. We will see you next time.